They point out she is utterly repulsed by the PDA from Prince Harry. Look at this now. Look at it in slow motion. And then there is the horror on Meghan's face. Get away from me, man. Oh, but I'm going to have to post this anyway because I've got something to prove.
But Prince Harry, this is probably one of the worst few months of his life.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Other news today, more drama for Prince Harry and wife Meghan as they celebrate their 5th wedding anniversary.
Meghan Markle's year just keeps getting worse, and now she's been exposed in a way that might be her most humiliating moment yet. On top of that, fresh rumors are flying that Meghan and Harry's relationship is falling apart, especially after their recent outing where Meghan looked absolutely disgusted by Harry. Now this whole mess has people wondering, does Meghan really love Harry, or is she just using him for the royal status he brings? Guys, this story is chaotic, and we are diving straight into the drama. So buckle up, because I'm about to show you exactly why the world has officially turned on Meghan Markle. Just like a lot of people at the start of the year, Meghan Markle was hoping to wipe the slate clean and rebrand herself with a new image in the new year. But as time has shown, that's turning out to be a lot harder than she thought. You see, earlier this year, the Duchess of Sussex made her return to Instagram after being off the platform for over 5 years. This was supposed to be her big reset. 2025 was supposed to be Meghan's year. This was the moment people were finally supposed to accept her. But it turns out, not many people like Meghan for some reason. The very first video she posted on her new account got so much hate that Meghan had to disable all comments and likes on her posts permanently. And from that moment on, things have only gone downhill for her, leading up to the event that has the entire internet buzzing. So here's what happened. Meghan and Harry went out for a date night at Beyoncé's final LA stop during her Cowboy Carter tour at Sophie Stadium. And if you look at Meghan's Instagram, you'd think it was the most magical night of her life. She captioned the post, "About last night, thank you at Beyoncé and team for an amazing concert and a very fun date night. All love." She followed it up with tons of pictures showing her and Harry grinning from ear to ear, along with videos of them enjoying the night. Now, normally, that would be the end of the story. But this is Meghan's 2025 we're talking about, and you just know drama has to find its way in. Right after the post went up, Meghan started trending. Why, you ask? Well, people started noticing that the pictures she posted...
Look at this slow motion video from the Royal Griff where they point out she is utterly repulsed by the PDA from Prince Harry. Look at this now in slow motion. And then there is the horror on Meghan's face. Get away from me, man. Oh, but I'm going to have to post this anyway because I've got something to prove.
Felt way less genuine than they looked. Especially the video where she and Harry were trying to give off some PDA vibes. After seeing that, people immediately started claiming that
Not enjoy that Beyoncé concert at all. It's not his sort of thing. As I say, he spent the entire time apparently looking up miserably now and again, and then being beckoned over. Come on, Harry, pose for another picture. So he put on his cowboy hat and did that. So I don't think any of that image making is washing with anyone, really.
Meghan looked absolutely disgusted by Harry, and that Harry just looked downright miserable, like he was forcing a smile just to go along with the act. Fans began speculating that the whole thing was nothing more than a staged moment to keep up appearances and convince people their relationship is still going strong. Guys, I'm telling you, the moment people saw that video, Meghan got absolutely cooked online. Just take a look at some of the reactions flooding in. One person wrote, "Yeah, I always go to a concert with 40,000 people when I feel like my safety's at risk." Another said, "Harry and Meghan reappeared at Beyoncé's Cowboy Carter show in LA last night. Harry is still awkward. Meghan Markle dances horribly. She's right in front of him in blue wearing a cowboy hat, and he looks miserable. As usual." Then came the brutal takes. "Harry and Meghan are bullies. They went because first, they always have to copy William and Catherine. Second, they only got tickets because they were dirt cheap. Barely anyone bought them. Third, she thinks she's a celebrity, but she looks like a hooker who dressed all wrong for a date. Another added, "Harry looks completely bored. Probably high on sugar and mushrooms because he's clearly tripping. And that stupid cowboy hat just screams desperation." But it didn't stop there. People were tearing apart the entire narrative. The story: the Markles have zero power in that guest suite. The host and the other guests allowed everyone to film them. It was a down-market crowd. Harry looked both miserable and awkward because he was surrounded by low-class wannabes. And then came the harshest commentary. The guest filming was incredibly rude. They think the answer to all their problems is just showing everyone they're happy. Show us they're in love, and that's supposed to cancel out all the negative press? Yeah, okay. Now, word on the street was that Meghan and Harry only went to the concert because Meghan is supposedly BFFs with Beyoncé. But here's what people found odd. If they're really that close, why didn't Beyoncé invite them backstage? Not even for a quick picture? But if you thought that was the end of the backlash, think again. Literally, one day later, Meghan posted a Mother's Day tribute on Instagram with the caption, "Cheers to juggling it all with joy." And to these two gems who still attempt to climb Mama Mountain, smother me with kisses and make every day the most memorable adventure. Being your mom is the greatest privilege of my life. I, too, love you more than all the stars and all the sky, all the raindrops and all the salt on all the French fries in all the world. At first glance, the photo she posted seemed super sweet and innocent, until people zoomed in and noticed. Prince Archie wearing a pair of ridiculously expensive pajamas made by a high-end New York designer. The set included crisp white pants with navy piping and a matching collared long-sleeved shirt with a left-side pocket. According to Hello, the pajamas were from Lowland Knee and cost a steep $61. And here's the kicker: those exact PJs, officially, called the Navy White Enfant Bonu pajamas, were part of a limited edition drop and are no longer even available to buy. But let's be real. Even if they were still on sale, most regular parents aren't lining up to spend that kind of cash on sleepwear for their kids. And sure, Meghan and Harry are rich. They're literally royalty. So it shouldn't come as a shock that their kids wear luxury pajamas. But the reason people were especially mad about this photo is because, ever since her return to Instagram, in 2025, Meghan has been trying so hard to make herself seem relatable, not like some out-of-touch elite. Royal or not, Meghan has seemingly failed at every turn, and let's be real, people are not holding back when it comes to telling her exactly how they feel. One commenter said, "Meghan, I don't like her. It's always me. Nothing about Harry, nothing about her own parents. Isn't it nice to have staff and forget about your own family?" It was even reported that Meghan once sighed and said she was too famous to attend a mother and toddler group. People are now saying she's about as maternal as a snake. One user put it bluntly, "I don't think she understands what Mother's Day is. It's not supposed to be a day where moms glorify themselves. It's about children appreciating their mothers." And the shade didn't stop there. Doria didn't even get a mention. No Happy Mother's Day to her own mom. Meghan just used the day to celebrate herself. But hey, what else is new? And just when you think she might back down, Meghan Markle takes yet another shot at the royal family and then goes on this super long, breathless rant, listing out every single task she does like it's some kind of Olympic sport. And let's not forget, we're talking about one of the most privileged people on earth. Yet she still insists on constantly reminding people how hard-working she is, including, apparently, writing Instagram captions. Like, seriously. We never hear real leaders talk about how hard they work. They just do it. They show it in their actions. But for Meghan Markle? Nope. She's the exception. Because of course she is, Kinsey. Now for months, Meghan has been racking up back-to-back L's. From her podcast to her Netflix show, the numbers just aren't adding up. Her latest Netflix project, With Love, Meghan, was pitched as this warm, inviting blend of home lifestyle content, cozy hosting vibes, a splash of cooking, and a personal touch. But instead of winning hearts, the show has totally fallen flat, with viewers calling it underwhelming and downright dull. What was supposed to be a wholesome, feel-good series has been met with more eye rolls than applause, and critics say it totally missed the mark. Then there's her latest podcast attempt, Confessions of a Female Founder, and let's just say, yikes. According to insiders, the show is already flopping hard. Meghan, now 43, launched the Lemonada-produced series as a follow-up to her Archetypes podcast, but despite all the hype, it's already fallen out of Spotify's top 100 in both the US and the UK. That is a major red flag, especially considering Meghan's fame and all the money backing her. PR expert Edward Coram James even called it a huge missed opportunity. He told Express.co.uk that the way the podcast starts, with ads right off the bat, is honestly baffling, especially for someone with Meghan's influence and the kind of brand she's trying to build. And it's not just the fact that there are ads, it's the tone of them. According to James, the ads sound so off that it's like a Meghan Markle impersonators reading them, which is a huge problem considering that her brand is supposed to be all about authenticity, empowerment, and emotional connection. If your podcast doesn't even sound like you, how are people supposed to believe in your message? And it gets worse. The show was reportedly pitched to include major celebrity guests, names like Beyoncé and Taylor Swift. But so far, not. One of those A-listers has shown up. And with only 4 episodes out and rumors of behind-the-scenes crisis talks already surfacing, things are not looking good. James also pointed out that while it's normal for podcasts to run ads, Meghan had the platform and resources to make hers feel special, unique, personal. But instead, the show comes off like a generic plug-and-play formula, and it's leaving fans completely disappointed. Bottom line? For someone with Meghan's reach, this podcast should have been a game changer. But right now, it's raising red flags, and not the kind you want. And if that wasn't enough, let's talk about her marriage. Yep, even that's under fire. Sources say Harry's close friends are really concerned, and not in a he just needs a nap kind of way. More like he looks truly miserable. Insiders claim that ever since Meghan came into his life, Harry just hasn't been Harry. That fun-loving, spontaneous prince they all knew, he's gone. Gone are the days of the old Harry. These days, it's all about wellness retreats, therapy deep dives, and globe-trotting for causes, which, depending on who you ask, might be growth or might be a sign of someone under serious control. And let's not pretend like we don't see the massive elephant in the room. Harry's longtime friends are convinced that Meghan is the one pulling all the strings. Now, whether you think that's toxic or you see it as a strong woman with a master plan, well, that really depends on your perspective. But one thing's for sure, Harry's inner circle? They're side-eyeing hard, the Harry they knew and loved? That guy was cheeky, spontaneous, always up for a pint and a laugh. These days, he's basically turned into some kind of wellness guru living in emotional exile. Even royal commentator Ingrid Seward couldn't help but chime in. She said while there might still be the tiniest sliver of hope for Harry to rebuild things with, his father, King Charles, the bond with Prince William, that's done. Toast, burnt to a crisp. No coming back, and she didn't sugarcoat it either. Ingrid pointed straight to Meghan, saying her influence runs deeper than most people realize. According to her, this is exactly the kind of calculated outcome you'd expect from someone who knows how to play the Hollywood game like a total pro. Bottom line? To Harry's old crew, it feels like he's been completely rewritten. Like, the Harry they once knew doesn't even exist anymore, and whether this rewrite ends up being a fairy tale, or a cautionary tale, well, that chapter hasn't finished yet. We're still watching it unfold in real time. So now I gotta ask, what do you think about all this chaos? Is Meghan really the root of the problem here? Or is she just an easy target for hate? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I want to hear all of it. And don't forget to check out our previous videos to stay updated on all the hottest tea. Till next time, bye.